Hey everybody. Woo! I am experiencing a lot of positive things in my life due to actually handling situations and people that are difficult. See, it doesn't just happen. You have to figure out that that's something deep inside of you you're longing for. And sometimes what you're longing for isn't always sunshine and rainbows. What you're longing for is a storm. Because you're trying to face something that is in contrast of good and evil, so-called, in your life, whatever you define that as. The color on my hoodie is this color towards the blue sky. There's a differences in patterns and colors and situations and people in my life that is all one and the same. And so I have to pick and choose which thing to highlight to make it a priority to deal with. And that means even if I have to drive with the music off, I have to do these things where I sit here in the silence and figure something out. And a lot of things just come to me in a place like this. When you're looking at your phone and you're looking at different things you're scrolling through, your attention is focused on each 1 to 1,000th of a thing at a time. And that can be overwhelming. And that's called distraction. But there's another type of distraction, and there's difficult people. Difficult people have a way of manipulating you to make you stay off course, whether they do it consciously or unconsciously. And once I understood this, I decided to only focus on what I gotta do, regardless of anybody trying to help me get to that place. For example, this mic and everything is set up, but it took quite a bit to get the cameras rolling, but I did it on my own. And there's a lot of talk on, I can't do things on my own, we need to work as a team. I think that's an evolutionary thing to hear, because we're now more focused on unity and harmony. There's a lot of vulnerability in the community right now. There's a lot of people talking about the realness, the gritty, the raw, gutter things happening internally, externally in their life, to share with the world, to help others. And I really appreciate and admire those people. Although there may be obstacles, and that obstacle can be a person, I also know that I can't change them, so I can only maneuver my way around the object. And so if I find ways to go around it, sometimes you can't do that and you hit a brick wall. And that's when you have to face either yourself or the other person that's causing you harm for long periods of time, that's pushed you to the edge. And those are things that I have been experiencing in 2021. When I can't change somebody, I start to see karma come back around. I believe in karma, so that's my belief system. And it mirrors different people to come in and speak up for me without me asking for it. But I do talk about it with others, and I'm starting to see those people shining the light into my path and guiding me to get to where I need to be. They're helping me, they're assisting me, they're willing to go the extra mile to show me they care and love me. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, there's that yin and yang, there's that difficult person that doesn't want that to happen and wants to try to bring me down. And when I see this going on, I no longer attach negative feelings and emotions towards that person. I sense a deep hurt, which gives me and brings me a deeper sense of compassion towards the people that try to hurt me instead now, which shows my level of maturity and growth. So far, nothing has been life-threatening to where I need to protect myself in such a drastic measure. While this is occurring, I've currently have been dealing with a lot of things now that once was very difficult in my life. and making it a priority to take care of it as a man now. And I start to see that those family, old friends, people that are used to my patterns and procrastinations, they have to catch up now because they can't keep up with me. I'm constantly focusing on goals and the top priorities that I need to take care of, which therefore brings me peace. Because even if I was here at a place like this, it's still in the back of my mind to take care of when I get back into the real world, into the battlefield. And so I think that's also a symbolism and metaphor for the internal struggles and hell that we've placed upon ourselves inside our own head. Our thought patterns, it's going to continuously flow and always be constant. So my constant in thought is solutions to problems, and also more problems and then more solutions equally. It's never just a problem. And I think that's just me using my brain instead of letting my brain use me. And I'm very proud of myself for those accomplishments in life. I think that right now, that self-respect that I have for myself is creating and generating a light to be brighter, which I'm seeing that brightness from within cast a good magic spell to others to reach out to me and see my progressions, and also to reach out to me and just thank me, which I don't need it or expect, but it's very appreciative. But because of that, that relates to my energy force field. I think it's just getting stronger and stronger and stronger because I'm building a solid foundation for my future in the present moment. And Sadhguru said that the being present in a moment isn't always the best of advice, because you have a brain and mind to be used to think of the past and future and the present equally. So to exercise your imagination from where you're at is expanded consciousness to help you transport your energy and teleport that to the future of what it is you do want in your life. And since I take those words into consideration and not just let it go over my head and say that it sounds cool, just to shrug it off and put my attention span elsewhere, I immediately try to take action as a habit instead of being in my head all the time, because that is what causes me anxiety and sometimes depression, because I was given things, I have things others don't have, and I need to understand that, and I need to work with the things that I have, and I need to also use my mind as well to what it's meant to be used for in its fullest potential and the best of my abilities. How do I do that is one, communication. I've always built on a better communication structure. How do I communicate like this for a long period of time without looking at a script straight from the dome? I do it because this is the conversations that I have with myself. This is how I think. This is who I am. Another thing I am, my theme for 2021, this is month number 4, day number 3. It's been amazing. Is not look for the love, but let love find me. I've been told that for many, many, many years. I just never could grasp that concept as a man, where in society we have to do the approaching. And I still believe in that most of the times, but I only approach and let the people come back around in their own time while I do my thing. And I think more people out there that are single, that are unhappily single, there's some happy single people. For the unhappily people single, I'm happy. But for those opposite, They need to remember who they are and why they are here and where they want to go. Because an object and distraction can throw you off course from where you were destined to be. But when Buddha said that everything in his life he realized is perfection and divine, his hands, eyes, feet, the castle back at home, the life that he lived, the family at home, when he understood that, that was his enlightenment. When I listened to that, I always believed that, so I relate to that man so much. And because of that, where I am is where I want to be. And at least I write down my goals instead of just being in my own head, so that I don't forget and have a bunch of different other informations compacted to where I just forget about all the rest of the 3 important things that I may have wanted to do had I not been distracted. And so at least I know I have goals because I know where I want to be and where I'm going. And if I don't know, and many of you don't know who you are and where you want to be and where you're at and why, I hope that this helps, because this is where it starts. And you have to start to draw a line to make a finish. It has to be born. Ideas are bred. It forms. It builds. And therefore is created. Energy doesn't die, it transfers and changes. Where you are at and you not being where you want to be can change based on your energy, thoughts, and movements. But sometimes you can't control the people around you. Let the universe, let God, let whatever you believe in, and let yourself be accountable enough to understand that you do have a choice to stay or leave, and how you're going to handle the situation, you will know on your own. I personally want to make my actions be harmonious as possible. But if somebody were to piss me off, I get angry, but I set a stone and I plant my feet on the ground and I make eye contact and I tell the person how they make me feel. And if that doesn't go anywhere, I only am grateful that I stood up for something, because now I know who and where I should spend my time on and not waste any more seconds of my life. Because in my deathbed, I do not want to live with regrets and spend 20 years with somebody I thought I knew, where a lot of people I see have spent longer and stayed in their marriage where it's past overdue, out of not wanting to be lonely and security. Not the life I want to live in a modern day where we have technology and 7 billion people on this earth, and all we gotta do is put ourselves out there and be who we really are.